Good morning, my Real News Midday TV family. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning, and I'm wishing for everyone a wonderful and a productive day. And in the news this morning, 14-year-old boy charged after girl shot in schoolroom. A gun-related charge has been laid against the 14-year-old Ocherios High School male student who was arrested following a shooting incident at the school on Monday. The teenager was on Thursday charged with wounding with intent with the use of a prohibited weapon. The development was confirmed with the news by head of the St. Ann Police, Senior Superintendent Dwight Powell, on Friday afternoon. The schoolboy is to appear in the children's court next week. Police investigators are still trying to figure out where the teenager got the illegal weapon from. Reports are that about 12:45 p.m. on Monday, the firearm was taken to the school. The teachers were alerted and went to the classroom, where a gray and white knapsack was recovered from the floor containing the firearm. The schoolgirl has since been treated for her injury and released from hospital. 14-year-old girl gone missing from Sherlock Crescent in St. Andrew. And another alert has been activated, and the search is on for 14-year-old Adenika Campbell of Sherlock Crescent, St. Andrew, who has been missing since Thursday, June 20. She is of dark complexion, slim build, and about 152 centimeters or 5 feet tall. Reports from the Duhaney Park Police are that about 10 p.m., Adenik was last seen at home, dressed in a white shirt and brown shorts. All efforts to locate her since then have been unsuccessful. Anyone knowing the whereabouts of Adenik Campbell is being asked to contact the Duhaney Park Police at 876-933-4280, the 119 police emergency number, or the nearest police station. Hour-long shootout gun battle leaves a top gangster dead, says cop. One of two men cut down in what the police have said was an almost hour-long shootout between armed thugs and members of the security forces in Rose Heights, St. James on Thursday night has been labeled a gang member. The other is said to have a history of being engaged in violence. According to a police officer with knowledge of the situation but not authorized to speak, one of the dead men was a high-ranking member of the Young Sparta gang, popularly known as a YSG. One of them is a top-tier gang member, YSG gang member. The gangs that operate around there are Bosshead and YSG. The deceased is a top-tier member of the latter, the couple told the news on Friday. YSG is said to be responsible for a number of shootings, murders, and other criminal activities in Rose Heights and other sections of St. James. The news source was unable to provide details about the other man killed on Thursday, but said that there are indications that he was also involved in criminal activities. According to Operations Officer for St. James, Deputy Superintendent of Police Linroy Edwards, during an intense battle that began about 9:40 p.m. Thursday and lasted between 45 minutes to an hour, gunmen fired at the police from rooftops, trees, and neighboring premises. He said a group of men who had converged at a section of Sion Crescent began shooting at members of the Joint Police Military Team who were in the community. The fire was returned, and when the shooting subsided, two of the armed men were found suffering from gunshot wounds. They were taken to Cornwall Regional Hospital, where they were pronounced dead. No member of the security forces was injured during the incident. Two firearms were recovered at the scene. When contacted Friday afternoon, DSP Edwards said, "They have not been properly identified as yet, but we are awaiting relatives or others who can help to come and identify them before anything official can be said," he told the news. In the meantime, Edwards said the security forces were maintaining a presence in the area, but things are going smoothly at this time. When the news went into Rose Heights on Friday, there was a visible presence of security personnel and at least one armored military vehicle. A few community members were seen, but most refused to speak about what took place Thursday night. "I didn't know first shot I hear in a long time. It wasn't anything good," said the sole individual willing to speak. DSP Edwards told the news that efforts are underway to apprehend other individuals who were involved in the incident and to recover more firearms. "We continue to pursue the other gang members and all other gangs," he said. He described Thursday's incident as another success for the Operation Storm initiative. Launched on Wednesday, it has been described as a fast-paced, high-intensity operation that targets wanted individuals, persons of interest, and the criminal suspects within the parish. Edwards also noted that about 5 p.m. on Thursday, in another joint police-military operation, 2 women were arrested on reasonable suspicion of being in possession of a prohibited weapon. A Taurus 9mm pistol, along with 5 rounds, was allegedly found during a search conducted at a particular premises. On Wednesday, hours after Operation Storm was launched, 2 brothers who were wanted by the police turned themselves in. PNP representatives called for sacking of Health Minister and the SRHA chairman. Calls for the resignation of the Health Minister and the chairman of the Southern Regional Health Authority have been made by some political representatives in Manchester. The calls have come after the Ministry of Health revealed that the maternal mortality rate in the SRHA skyrocketed from 27 per 100,000 to 273 per 100,000 women. The ministry attributed a sharp increase in the country's maternal mortality rate to COVID-19. But in 2021, 11 of 19 maternal deaths were attributed to COVID-19, and by 2022, 2 of 18 maternal deaths were said to be COVID-related. The call has also been triggered by the unavailability of a ventilator at Maypen Hospital in Clarendon and the staff shortage at the nearby Mandeville Regional Hospital, issues which were blamed for the death of a newborn earlier this month. In light of these developments, Mayor of Mandeville, Donovan Mitchell, said both Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton and the SRHA Chairman Wayne Chen should be sacked.
We used to praise the Mandeville Regional Hospital. We used to praise the Southern Regional Health Authority under the chairmanship of one Mrs. Fabel. And I'm not only speaking because I'm a politician now, I'm speaking because I'm concerned. I'm a father. It could be my girlfriend or my sweetheart or my wife or my sister or my mother or my auntie that would have been in this predicament. And so I want to call too. I think the Prime Minister of Jamaica should relieve Minister Tufton of his responsibility and relieve the board of the Southern Regional Health Authority and find competent people, because it therefore means that they have not been watching what has been going on. The people of Manchester, St. Elizabeth and Clarendon deserves better.
Meanwhile, People's National Party caretaker for South Manchester, Senator Peter Bunting, dismissed any argument attributing the increased death toll to a lack of funding.
The Ministry of Health has been allocated more resources in the budget than any other period in history. For maternal and child health, the European Union gave $4 billion to upgrade the facilities at particular hospitals, including Mandeville Regional Hospital. And subsequently, they got another grant during the COVID time.
Okay.
So they have no excuse. So in the face of this, when we see $450 million being spent by the Ministry of Finance for rent an empty space, poor management, and it is corruption, why they are not doing better.
No contaminated fish found at the Mandeville Market, says Health Department. The Manchester Health Department is reporting that the results from fish samples taken from the Mandeville Market in May reveal that there were no traces of the chemical formaldehyde, commonly known as embalming fluid. The department says that this was confirmed by the government chemist laboratory. In May, the department received a report from 2 residents in the parish about falling ill after consuming a fish meal. The residents purchased the fish from the market and then prepared them at home. The health department says a detailed history was taken from the residents and raw and cooked fish samples were collected from them. Samples were also collected of sliced and other fish in the market from all the fish vendors. The health department says it has been in dialogue with the complainants over the period until the results were shared. It is encouraging persons to continue being vigilant when purchasing food for consumption. The health department says its team will continue its monitoring and the surveillance of food establishments, including markets. Guys, thanks for watching. Please join us this afternoon at 2 p.m. for another news update.